Duelists, I didn't get a chance to talk about the ban list because I Hellgear was at SAC Anime this weekend when it dropped. But since I'm back from SAC Anime, I Hellgear will talk about the ban list. So you'll have to forgive me for not having a regular deck check time like I normally would. But since it is still the first of the month, the ban list goes into effect tomorrow. So let's talk about what did and did not get hit. And leave your thoughts in the comment section below. So, first and foremost, Fiendsmith Lacrima getting banned. Who would have thought that the archetype that dropped during Nats and was everywhere would take a hit so early? And 1200 burn damage. Didn't Sword Soul have a card that dealt 1200 burn damage? I believe so, but who cares, right? Apollosa being banned. Yeah. This is still the dumbest crap in the world, simply because, unlike Borreload Savage Dragon and Baron de Fleur, Apollosa only negates monsters at the cost of 800 of its attack point strength, whereas the Macho Man Boral Savage and Baron de Fleur were omni negates. The real reason why you guys wanted this banned is because so many people were crapping out butt tons of Apollosa in games and on the easy. Hot Red Dragon King Calamity. I've only seen a few Calamity versions of Dino decks, so this just really works towards getting locked out by Centurion. And that deck's not really doing anything anyway, so yeah. And then there's Beatrice. I'm going to be honest with you. I actually had a copy of Beatrice in my Drytron build, but I took it out because I'm like, you know what? This might get banned, and I need to find a replacement for it. So, yeah. I did manage to find a replacement for it. And I was like, okay, cool. I guess I'll put up my ban list now. And then Ava came back to 1. Now, to those of you who don't realize this, Drytron was the deck that got Ava banned for the multiple looping, with it revolving around, what was it, Perfect or Ultimate Herald. Now, let's just talk about Mr. Man that you see here. My ban list bingo sheet had 2 Snake Eyes hits. Snake Eye Ash. I keep forgetting that Poplar says Snake Eyes and the rest of the other main cards say Snake Eye, which is weird. But hey, it all counts as the same archetype. Yeah, Ash going to 1, that was supposed to happen. There's no debate on that. But the other thing that was supposed to happen was the limiting of the wanted poster. Not Poplar getting limited. Now, with the people I've spoken with, because we discussed this as the ban list dropped during SAC Anime, which, to those who don't know, was in the exact same building YCS Sacramento was placed. SAC Anime happened in the same place as YCS Sacramento. Same building, but from August 31st to September 2nd, which of course is today. Or excuse me, the 1st. 2nd is tomorrow. So yeah, the 30th, 31st, and the 1st is when they had the convention. Which is why I'm doing this today instead of the deck check from yesterday. But here's the problem. Everybody is saying that these 2 limits actually does it for Snake Eyes because it's a consistency hit. Now my question is, how the hell is this a consistency hit when both of these cards literally go for each other? right? Ash goes into Poplar. Poplar later on can get you an Ash. And that's right. Bonfire is a 3 of in Snake Eyes, no matter how you see it. Thank goodness it's getting reprinted in the tens, but a lot of other people are saying that Flamberge should have gotten banned. And they should have said that another dragon should have gotten banned, and I'll talk about that momentarily. Frankly, I don't buy how these two getting limited hurts this deck, especially because the wanted poster should have went to 1. 3 Azumina fusion monsters coming down the pike can either Rhoda, Recur, or Armageddon Knight the wanted poster. And that's going to be a very bad time in Snake Eyes. Now, the other dragon in the room that they were hoping would see banned is Albion the Sanctifier Dragon for all of our name brand duelists here. But it didn't get touched. Branded Fusion, on the other hand, got limited. And I'm going to be real with you. It's nice to see that name brand.deck has one less form of fusion to play. Like, think about all the fusion cards that this deck can wield in its arsenal. You have branded fusion, you have regular polymerization, super polymerization, Shaddoll fusion, Fright for fusion, from some of the builds that run Edge Imp, Chimera fusion, the one trap card that replaces a fusion spell. Like, seriously, they needed to take something away from name brand.deck in the fusion department. And the fact that branded fusion gets splashed into almost every damn thing, come on. Let's be real. As somebody who's looking to pick up name brand.deck, and I have the 3 Albaz structure decks and some other stuff to work on, looking forward to getting another Quem, because to getting a Quem from the tins. Thank goodness I already have a Cartesia. Yeah. That's still going to be a nice piece to play with. Opening of the Spirit Gates. This is the check to Yubel. They didn't limit Samsara Dark Lotus. They didn't semi-limit the Phantom Fusion. It's funny how they slap Yubel on the wrist. And people are saying that Yubel is about to be the best deck of the format. But look who else got slapped on the wrist. Mahjong.deck. Yeah, clearly the heads of the ban list want to follow the OCG because Japan limited Sangen summoning first. That's a deck profile I'll have to update, of course, because I'm glad I got to post my Tenpai Dragon deck profile at full strength before this. I feel a lot better now. But here's the thing. The field spell searches Pydra, and Pydra searches the field spell. I made this point when I did that Tenpai Dragon deck profile, and I mentioned how I would have hit the Tempydra. Because searching for the field spell would have proved more of a choke point than just having one field spell out the gate. Because remember, when this happened in the OCG, Japanese Mahjong duelists played 2 Tempydra to offset it. But between the at least 2 copies of Tempydra, some duelists who've put up Tempai decks still play 3. You have set rotation and terraforming to search out the field spell. And the funny thing is, in Japan, limiting the field spell actually made Tenpai better, especially with that continuous spell that acts like a mobilize engage for the archetype. The Pot of Prosperity, we all saw this coming. It does not matter. Skill drain. This is supposed to be the hit to stun. A lot of people don't realize this, but this is supposed to be the hit to stun. But here's the problem with that. Stun doesn't care. They can still link into the rabbit, and the rabbit can pull the continuous trap from out of its hat. Or they'll go quad in the clear sighted and then bust out with skill drain to set it, make the rest of their board, and then before ending the turn, activate skill drain. And now you're stuck with it. Yeah, stun might be quite the interesting pick for September and the fall, going into the winter. And one grass. Yeah, I expect to see 60 card Light Sworn at the rogue level. Cause yeah, 60 card Light Sworn. Like all the 60 card decks, but mainly 60 card Light Sworn. That's gonna be something else. And hell help you if somebody busts out with grass and then, oh Jesus, they'll play grass and then chain D shifter and then they fed Grand Maju and One Punch Man deck comes back. Or they could just thrust into the grass. Because I don't think they're going to left arm offering for it. Now, I made a post on YouTube about 2 Super Thunder Dragons. And I stick by it. Check out the post in the post section if you haven't. 2 Lunalight Tigers. This does nothing because Lunalight really isn't big in the deck right now. So 2 Tigers is fine. I mean, that's fine. Unless Midnight Brigade comes up. Like, unless Midnight Brigade starts hitting tables, then you don't have to worry about it. But if Midnight Brigade doesn't hit tables, does nothing. Ib going up to 2 is fine. Like, the only deck that was testing Ib at 1 was Penguin. And a few Goatee players were testing 1 Ib, but the Goatee players fell through. Penguins, maybe. Y'all know I like my Penguin deck, right? Dragon Rulers going to 2. I've seen a Master Duel Dragon Ruler deck run house. But here's the thing. They ran Baron de Fleur, and Baron is bad. So 2 Dragon Rulers is going to be some interesting stuff. Is it going to be as powerful as it was back then? Now, whether or not somebody's going to have the nuts to play the Dragon Ruler deck and try to relive glory days, that's on them. Now the freebies. Ancient Fairy Dragon going to 3 from 1. Does not matter. Who's going to play more than 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon anyway? Like, the field spell is still once per turn. And most of these decks aren't playing more than 2 copies, if not 1 copy of the field spell anyway. Salad only plays 1. Why do I call it Salad? Oh, Jesus. Sally decks play only 1 field spell if they play the field spell. Tempai only plays 1 field spell now. So blowing up Song and Summoning, just a double Ancient Fairy Dragon going first is the dumbest shit ever. What's the other field spell you're going to set? That's the thing. Unless you got pseudo space like I've been playing. Yeah. 3 Ancient Fairy Dragon, dumb. Performance Plush Fire got Narada, getting support, no big deal. Magic Spectre, Kieran. Yeah, they unbanned this to give that deck one with the new support, and the deck has gone nowhere. Not even at Rogues for Casual Night are playing that. Dank Long. Does Sword Soul even play this? I don't know if Sword Soul plays this or not. I think it's a 1 in Sword Soul. If they play it at all. Armageddon Night, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Now, Red Rose Dragon, however, that's nice. Not gonna lie. 3 Red Rose Dragons means Dragon Link has something to play with. Because Dragon Link played with that. Some Sword Soul decks play with that. Base got it limited. So I don't think Base will come back, but it's nice to know that 3 Red Rose Dragons are back in town. Huh. I think I should upgrade the Rose Dragon deck. I think I should. Time Seal. This is what? Another piece for Labyrinth to try to play with just to piss off duelists? Like, Labyrinth can work this, right? I know I got copies of Trap Trick too, so what deck plays Trap Trick? Buster Blader plays Trap Trick. Trap Tricks play Trap Trick. I don't think Labyrinth plays Trap Trick. They don't need Trap Trick. They can just boom, 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 boom with the traps. But yeah, it's going to be funny to see Labyrinth decks draw skip people just for S&G, man. All in all, I think I might do like a deck thing. You guys let me know in the comment section below if you want to see that or not, as well as let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the ban list. Frankly, there were some good bans, but too many slaps on the wrist. And I'm looking forward to see Yubel and Mahjong just tear people a new one until Malice shows up. Remember, this deck checking goes into effect at midnight. So raise your thumbs if you've enjoyed this one. Now let me take my cards and go through them and be done. Bye-bye, everybody.